am the fire, I am burning brighter, roaring like a storm, and I am the one I've been waiting for.
Hello, Feinics Nation!
Hope you all had a happy 4th of July.
Yes.
I know you missed us so much, and for those of you that can't see us, because unfortunately we're not coming live video today.
Nope, no
I
live.
am Josh Feinics, and there is my sister from another Mr. Jade Feinics.
What up?
And this is the Feinics Gate Podcast. We thank you all for joining us.
As always, we
Yep.
love you, we appreciate you, and, love having you around.
Yep. We've been enjoying our 4th. We've been barbecuing, drinking, swimming. We're here at Mama Jade's Nest.
Yep.
Just chilling out, having a good old time.
And becoming water phoenixes for a few days.
Yeah. But you know what? The water's been really, really warm, so it's, 6 1/2 a dozen.
I mean, so honestly, is it kind of like being, like, swimming in lava? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
we'll go
what
with that.
I would say that's
I
what
like
a
that.
phoenix does.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, so we are joined here today by two of our trusty, rusty travelers who can introduce themselves at any time that they want.
Ladies first.
Hey, it's Amanda.
Hi, it's Fernando.
Yes, Fernando has been making a rare appearance back on the gate, so everybody welcome him. And of course, we have Amanda coming back because she's here more often than he is.
Yep. Yep. So before we get rolling, we're going to give our usual amount of shout-outs. As always, we have to give a little bit of a shout-out to our digital overlords, the All-In Digital Network. Cheers to them.
Cheers to them.
Mm-hmm.
The boys will be appearing live at Kineticon next weekend.
Mm-hmm. We will not be attending because we have other plans in the works.
We're actually taking July off from conventions to prepare our cosplays and get some things in order. Restock on some Feinics Gate supplies.
Yep, and bring new Feinics Gate
And
swag
bring new
as well.
Feinics Gate swag. Yeah, we've actually created a couple things. We shout out to my friend Frylock, who created our brand new logo.
Which you just, if you haven't seen it yet,
Guys,
look it up on our Instagram. If not, you
and
have
our
to wait.
Facebook and our Twitter.
But
I mean,
it's worth it. It's
guys,
just so awesome.
it's beautiful.
Mhm.
She took our concept and just like
Ran with it.
not even just ran with it.
But, like,
She
the Flash,
brought
it
it.
ran around the
She
world and came back.
brought it to life.
Yeah,
like
really.
all I did was give her like a description of what I would like to happen, and she just like she exceeded my wildest expectations.
I agree 100%.
If you guys want logo work, design work, go look her up. It's Kira Frylock on Instagram.com or Frylock Designs. Her prices are extremely reasonable.
Yeah, very much
Very
so.
much so, and she does great work and fast turnaround. I literally contracted her to redo our logo, like a week and a half ago?
Something like that.
Not even, and she already had it done.
Yeah.
And constant communication to make sure that it was like good to what I wanted. We were able to change it up a little bit from the original design that she saw because I didn't quite see it as the same way. Very open to everything. Just all around. Go to her if you need design work because it's so worth it.
So the Feinics Gate loves Kyra Frylock.
Kira,
my apologies. Yep,
we love our Frylock.
We got to give some love also to, is it Be Strong?
Be Strong women's sports apparel,
Be Strong Women's Sports Apparel, Abella Sunglasses.
which I'm wearing right now.
Yes, you are wearing your Abella sunglasses. And of course,
Your Ball Wash.
Yes, Ball Wash, our newest affiliate. Now, yes, Fernando, I know. Now,
Fernando is unaware.
He's unaware. Now, Fernando, because Fernando's here and he doesn't understand.
We did not explain to him.
Our new product affiliate is Ball Wash. They're a small veteran-owned company for men's care. Now, their three main products are the Ball Wash, which is an activated charcoal men's body wash, which is great. I've used it. And then they have a deodorizer lubricant, I guess it's called Sack Spray.
Oh my god.
Oh no, it gets better.
I think we
and then
killed
there's
him.
solid cologne known as Nut Rub.
Oh bullshit!
So look them up on.
That's their actual names,
That's
and
the
they
name.
smell really,
No, it
really
smells
good.
really good. So,
All right, first of all, they're awesome. So Hell
Yeah, you should definitely.
And they're
you should
a
definitely look
veteran-owned
into
company.
Yeah, they're a veteran-owned company. Look into
not
Ball
that. You
Wash.
know I'm definitely gonna support that
Ballsy brand.
shit.
Oh no, they're called Ballsy brand on Instagram.
Second of all, screw you because I almost choked. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That was fucking great.
Yep.
So,
And-
oh my god,
Yep, as
I
Jade-
gotta see that. As soon as this, I gotta see this shit.
As Jade said, we're taking the month of July off to get some things in order.
But we're still going to be coming live.
Yeah, no, we're still gonna be coming live to you and all that. But in August, we did
Not next Wednesday, though.
No.
Not next Wednesday, because next Wednesday,
This coming
Wednesday, Jade Feinics has a photo shoot.
Yes,
I know.
But in August, one of the big things we had mentioned before, that Long Island Retro Gaming / Tabletop Con
Yeah.
had asked Josh Feinics to do a campaign, which I was feverishly been working on last night for a
And
little
Jade
bit.
Feinics to cover the actual con as
Yes.
press.
And this just in, they also asked me to run a panel at the con about playing as a party as opposed to playing as a individual player.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
For anybody that's listening, that's ever been in one of my campaigns, which I don't think there are actually many of you.
No.
That's actually the way I build my campaigns. You have to work together as a team, or it's just gonna not go. You're not gonna have a good time.
No.
But yeah, and
That's
you know,
actually a really great honor too, because honestly, the only thing, like, we didn't expect anything when we approached them and was just talking shit with them, and they're giving us, like, you know, such a honor and like a chance to really.
I'm greatly honored to be asked to not
Yeah.
only run a campaign,
But a
which
panel.
is something I haven't done in years, and this would be the first panel I've ever run.
This is true. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to be there, of course, to help and help interview the crowd.
I'm losing my panel virginity.
I know, I can't wait. You know, this is actually going to be, if I think about it, this is going to be the third panel I've ever been a part of. Because it's all started back in 2016 for New York City Comic Con, where I was with my Sailor Scout group, and we ran a panel at New York City Comic Con about Sailor Moon.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's
then
right.
the latest one was the panel that I did with the boys of the second rounds at Eternal Con.
Yep.
So now
Yeah.
this will be the third, where this is Josh
Yeah.
Feinics' panel, where Jade Feinics is just doing everything that Josh Feinics needs her to do, like interview the crowd and
Exactly.
put, you know,
So, you know,
because it's a tandem
we
partnership.
know with the purple pink hair, Jade Feinics is hard to miss. Don't be afraid to come over and give your 2 cents about the panel,
Yup.
about the campaign, because she'll be there and she'll have Feinics Gate swag
Hell yeah, I will.
for your troubles.
Yep, and then we're also hitting up Long Island Tropicon, because that will be where I am facing Lexon Dex, the current Who You Got champion, for the belt.
Yep, and
Whoever wins gets to go to New York City Comic Con.
as champion. That's right. And we will. I know I will be going to Keystone in Philadelphia as well.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
going
it's gonna be a pretty epic con month.
Yeah, you're going to Keystone, I'm going to FlameCon.
And then we might be both going to Tropicon. I'm waiting for the lineup, honestly.
Even if I'm going regardless of what the lineup is, and honestly, all weekend tickets are only $4.
Oh, okay.
So-
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's a pretty sweet deal for 4th of July. They're giving out the tickets to Long Island Tropicon online for $4.
That's pretty
Nice.
good.
So, I mean, I can't say hell. I mean, I'm saying yeah, because I mean, I'm going anyway. But FlameCon is also happening this month for me, where you'll be at Keystone.
Yes.
And was there another con that we were supposed to go to in August that we may have forgotten to put down on the list? I mean, there's so many that are coming.
Terrificon?
What?
Sorry,
Terrificon?
Terrificon?
Was it a Terrificon?
I'm not sure.
No, we're not sure. I'd have to go home and look at the Feinics Gate calendar, because there's
Yeah.
just so much that's coming up, and that's why we actually decided to take July off. Where originally we were going to go to Kineticon,
Yeah.
and we were like, you know what, honestly, let's give ourselves a month to recharge, to relax, give ourselves some time to create our new cosplays, perfect our old ones.
But those of us those of you in the tri-state area, totally check out Kineticon. I went last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's out of a small condensed con, but it's pretty good actually.
It is. The boys from the second rounds will be there. Look them
So,
up.
yeah.
Say, hey, how you doing?
Tell them the Feinics Gate sent you.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Say, how you doing?
And you know, I know you've all been listening to us yammer on for a little bit.
About 10 minutes.
So we're gonna get on. We're gonna get on to the moment of the Feinics Gate podcast that I know you're all waiting to hear about.
It's
And that
time.
is this week's Epic Beer Snobbery.
That was loud.
Thank you. Now, for those of you that checked out our Instagram, our Facebook, and all that, know that this week I will be reviewing Creaky Bones, a wild ale fermented with sour cherries by the Firestone Walker Brewing Company in Buellton, California.
Ooh, California beer.
And this is a fancy beer because it is not a cap. It is a cork.
It's
a cork and cage.
He's a corky.
He's gonna pop the cork.
Oh yeah, you know.
Here's that sound.
Listen.
Uh-huh. Woo!
There we go.
It's like popping the... That was a nice big pop.
Yeah, that was a good sound.
Pop in the chair.
Now for those,
Oh, my
Creaky
God.
Bones is 6.3 alcohol by volume. And it is a wild ale, so it is going to have a little bit of that sour tang to it.
Mm-hmm.
With the sour cherries, I am actually kind of excited because I've never had this before.
Yeah.
So this is an experience for all of us here. We're going to have a little bit of togetherness trying out this beer.
Oh, I love our Epic Beer Snobbery family style stuff. It's awesome. And?
Ooh, it definitely has that tang, but it's it's got
Is
a real...
it sour?
Oh yeah, it's
It's
sour.
like Sour Patch Kid sour, where it's sweet on the tail end?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit? Let's find out.
Sour Patch Kids, Warhead, something in that realm.
Oh, the warhead.
Oh my God, that is really good. Like, I don't normally like some of the choices that you do. I want this.
Oh,
me-
it's Fintax.
Stop grabbing my bone.
I can't help it.
It's Fintax.
It's so big and tasty.
I know.
Wait, we're twins.
I was just gonna let it ride and see how long you were gonna go with that.
I don't want to ride you, Josh.
In 3, 2, 1.
Bing!
That's what she said.
But I do.
Oh,
Hey.
and I think they actually heard that.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Wow.
But yeah, so if you can
You
find
gotta
some
let the
Creaky
other two
Bones,
taste it.
yeah, if you want to taste the Creaky Bones,
It's not gonna kill you.
Okay.
a sip ain't gonna kill you. And then
Us
we'll pass it out.
gluten-free
We'll pass
folk.
it.
This is.
I mean, we got Nando on the grill
The
right now.
gluten-free folk.
The gluten-free child.
oh shit, that's actually really good.
I told you.
Let me try this shit.
Uh-oh, here comes
Not
Fernando.
cherries.
Fernando's got to come in for a taste.
Fernando's
If I
coming
like
in.
it, you'll like it.
It's wow.
It's got a real tang to it, but
We're
it's got a
talking.
real good flavor.
Fernando's not exactly what you would call a beer connoisseur. I mean, the man was drinking like Miller Lite forever and saying that this is good.
But I am a Jack connoisseur, and you see my Jack Daniels.
I
Yes.
see your liquor collection. Period. Now, if you want to know about liquor snobbery, you talk to this man over
Yeah.
here.
Oh, yeah.
Because he even has Josh and Jade beat when it comes into the liquor shit.
Oh yeah, my Trinidadian Jack Daniels will come in next week.
I actually asked a friend of mine who's in Puerto Rico to bring me back some, and my brother's in Jamaica. You're welcome.
Oh!
Uh-huh.
Oh, slapped it on to Tuesday, Lord of mercy.
Bumba glad.
Bomba clot!
Ross Clot. Okay, enough of us being overtly racist.
It's not overtly
No.
racist.
Because we love everybody.
Exactly. We love
And yet we hate
everybody
everybody
equal.
equally.
Exactly. It's a Bruja thing. You wouldn't
Yeah.
understand.
Exactly. But yeah, it's been but now we're gonna
Let's
jump
get into the meat and
Yeah, we're gonna
potatoes.
jump into the meat and potatoes of it.
Well, Fernando
know-
cooks our barbecue, and I chew on my chicken. Ow.
As some of you know, last weekend I had attended FanFest, formerly known as the Heroes and Villains, which
I
is,
wasn't there. I
No,
had an accident
It
and was
was
bedridden.
which is, for those that don't know, it is actually like a national convention. They have sites in like London, LA, or San Francisco. They're
Yep.
all over. Well, those of you that tuned into our Instagram saw I was feeling a certain kind of way, and
Yep.
I told you guys don't waste your money on this con in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And I also promised that I would explain why I feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We've
what
gotten-
had happened was...
We've gotten quite a bit of messages wondering why the Feinics Gate, of all podcasts, because we're at almost every single convention in the tri-state area that we can get to, would say hell no to a convention. We've never, in the entire history of the gate, ever told you not to show up at a con.
Facts.
We've given you the pros,
and
we've given you the cons
No
of the
pun
con.
intended.
No pun intended. You know, but 90% of the time it is a convention that we will repeat or go back to hoping for a better experience, and 90% of the time we do get the
Yeah.
better experience. I myself was supposed to go with Josh, and I could not because I had a back, anybody that knows I have back problems. It flared up and I was unable to get out of bed for 2 days. Fun times for me, so I had to miss out, and I truly believe
It was for the best.
it was for the best because I'm the more volatile of the two of us. So if Josh was seeing red, I would have been probably causing people to be red.
Mount St. Helens in 3, 2, 1.
Ba-bam!
Yeah.
Well,
So,
my
let
mother
me
does
explain.
call me Katie Kaboom for a reason.
Katie Kaboom, Katie Kaboom. She lives in a house with her family in blue.
Right.
But everyone knows that anytime soon she can Katie Kaboom.
That's me.
Props to you, the fact that you remember the goddamn words.
It's-
Oh, I have that
it's-
memory.
And all I remember was the Katie Kaboom part.
Well, that's what my family calls me, so imagine what would have happened if that shit went down and I was there.
They
Yeah,
don't
you
know
used to
what
call me the
shit.
God Pigeon too, so.
You are the god pigeon.
The God Pigeon says, as a bird of honor, you should offer him a portion of the place.
Facts.
But anyway, let's get into it.
Yeah.
So what happened was,
Oh boy.
I showed up at, I'm just going to call it Heroes and Villains because it makes life simpler for me.
Yeah, it does.
I showed up to Heroes and Villains wearing my Resident Evil police medic cosplay.
Which went over so well at Eternal Con.
And even for
Any
the
other
time I was
time.
at Heroes and Villains, it went over well.
Right.
Yeah, we went in, a couple of photographers actually asked to take pictures of me.
You were handing out button
Yeah,
swag.
and then people were coming up saying, this one kid was like, I love everything Resident Evil. Can I take
Mm-hmm.
a picture with you? Actually, one of the kid that was dressed as Negan, his dad actually looked up the cast and found
I
a picture of him.
saw.
And yeah. But anyway, I'm walking around, taking pictures, looking at, the merch.
Having a good time.
Yeah, having a good old time. And before I, get into the horror part of it, a couple of objective notes on the con.
Well, we had Amanda there. So, Amanda, what was your impression? I mean, you're not you're a con newbie.
I am.
So I would like to hear your honest opinion of this. Is this the second or the third con that you've been to with us, or just period?
I think this is the second con.
Second?
Yeah, I think Eternal was the first.
Eternal was your
Well,
first convention?
Yeah, well, Eternal, I went both days.
Uh-huh.
And then Heroes and Villains. I was only supposed to be there one day anyway.
But,
And, I mean,
What was your honest opinion? I mean, you enjoyed Eternal Con, obviously.
I did.
Okay.
I did. I did enjoy Eternal Con.
Now, this con, obviously, is doing a 180 for Josh, so I would like to know how you felt about it before Josh goes into his epic rant.
I thought it was bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. Am I allowed to say that on it?
You can
Yeah.
say whatever the hell you want.
Woo! Okay.
This is a
So-
no-holds-barred, girl.
facts.
Do it.
So, I thought it was complete bullshit. What?
Just talk to us about what your thoughts are over the con
What?
objectively, not
Yeah.
as to what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That's all that
No, because I'll explain that.
He's
in a few minutes.
he's gonna do that, but I want to hear how you felt about the con itself
Oh,
because
the
you're
con
so
itself.
new to con life that it's interesting to hear a fresher perspective.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
because like Fernando over there, he's an old hat thanks to me. Like Fernando was always our pack mule whenever we would go out. And then eventually I got him to cosplay. So, we got you to cosplay.
And
Yeah.
spraying your hair blue.
Yeah, we got you to cosplay, and so like for me, getting a perspective from you is actually pretty cool because you don't know what con life can be like yet. You're still virginal, I guess you could say, when it
Sort of.
comes to this. So I want your general impression of the convention as a whole, like the space, the vendors,
Yeah.
and then you can go into what you personally experienced.
Okay, well, so aside from what happened, I mean, I thought there were pretty nifty vendors in there. I love walking around and seeing all the the home crafts, and all the artists that create these art pieces, and just taking a look around. I am enjoying a nice pair of Jack Skellington leggings that I had gotten from the con.
You gotta speak up.
I have to speak up.
Yeah, you're not coming in clear.
Oh, all right. So,
Louder.
Louder.
Loud up, Frenchie.
Frenchie, louder.
That's better.
is that better?
Yeah, try it again. I just changed it to omnidirectional, so maybe everybody can be
Yeah.
right now.
Okay. So I enjoyed walking around and looking at all the different vendors. I love the crafts. I love, all the products.
So as a convention, since you were at Eternal Con and you saw how they were set up, how was the setup for this one? Was it confusing? Did it flow well?
I mean, I thought it flew really well.
Did it feel crowded?
It didn't feel crowded
That's
at all.
good.
Didn't
That's
feel
good.
crowded. There were a lot of people dressed up. I mean, I unfortunately was not dressed up.
You don't have to dress up every con.
But, well,
You're not us.
You're not.
No,
Well,
that's
she's
true.
not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
We're getting there.
Yeah. 'Cause we're almost there.
yeah.
I'm more so focusing on making you your cosplay
Yes,
costumes.
Amanda is also working on our cosplays with us for, well, not us, but mostly Josh. She's helping me with a few bits and pieces of mine. But, you know, so as a whole, if the experience hadn't been a little bit meh, would you have enjoyed that convention?
I would say yes.
Okay.
I would say yes.
Okay.
Objectively speaking, my only real con with the con on an objective scale was I found it really weird that they sort of like nestled the autograph area in the middle of vendors. So the autograph areas are surrounded by vendors on all sides.
Well, honestly, if you think about it from a vendor point of view, if people are going to be clustered at the autograph area for most of the con, you are obviously not getting the foot traffic that you need. So honestly, if you think about it, that's actually a pretty smart
for
design
vendors it's
flaw.
good. But for people that like that fan experience of getting to exchange a couple of words with celebrities,
Well, yeah, that's,
you know,
I guess it's a give and
it's
take.
muted. Yeah, it's muted because there's the foot traffic from all the vendors.
But it's a give and take thing right there.
Yeah.
If you're the vendor that's lucky enough to be by all of that foot traffic, you better hope that you do a decent profit.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, let me ask you one question. Weren't they running the same company that does the one you went to? Weren't they doing 2 cons the same weekend?
No. The Garden State Comic Con.
Garden State is a different con.
It's completely different, and all of my friends were at that one.
No, I thought they were doing Walker Stalker.
Walker Stalker is the same
bankrupt.
company. It's the same company.
But
But they weren't
went
doing
bankrupt.
a Walker Stalker last weekend.
Walker Stalker is canceled. Walker Stalker went bankrupt, and FanFest may be next.
Yeah, that's why
That's
it's
the
not called
rumor.
Heroes and Villains, because they had changed, because everybody associated Heroes and Villains with Walker Stalker.
Yeah, which they both were created by the same company.
Yeah.
But from the rumors that I'm hearing is that they're
going belly up.
They're going belly up, and
And for good reason.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna get all right. Now I'm gonna get into it.
Go ahead.
So what
Go
had happened?
ahead.
So what had happened was, I showed up in the Resident Evil cosplay. I'm walking around, having a good old time, passing out some business cards, some buttons, having a great time interacting with other fans. I ran into some cosplayers that I've seen at other con, at Eternal Con. The male Punisher that looks like John Bernthal was there. The Vengeance, the Blue Flame Ghost Rider that we see at like every fucking con we go to.
Right.
He was there. But so I'm
I wish
walking
I
around.
knew who they actually were so I can shout about.
Yeah,
I don't know people's names right off the top of my head. I'm not good
Punisher,
like that.
Vengeance. If you somehow listen to this, send us a message with your Instagram and everything. We'll gladly, tag you guys and shout you out.
Yeah.
But so I'm walking around for about an hour or so, picking up a couple little things here and there, thinking about other things. And Amanda went to go use the restroom. So I'm waiting outside the restroom. Some kid comes up to me that says, "I love everything Resident Evil. That's an awesome costume. Can I take a picture with you?" I say, "Sure." As soon as that picture's taken, I get approached by security. It's like, "Well, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to have those." Now, rewind to when I walked in the door and I checked all my props and they put neon yellow zip ties through the trigger guards of all my cosplay weapons to prove that they had been checked. They're non-functional. They're not dangerous. And that was a pistol and a shotgun. And the 2 spare pistols in my trauma bag. They were all checked. They were all marked as safe. And I went about.
And
So
you've done that several times.
Yeah.
Yep.
So security comes and says, "You can't have this." They were checked. They were checked on the way in. Like they have the. It's like, "Oh, no, that they shouldn't have done that." I said, "Well, I've been here for an hour, and nobody has said anything to me. Plus, there's other people walking around with
Massive weapons.
With massive weapons. Sorry to throw you under the bus, bro, but the Punisher had his assault rifle and he was walking around with it freely.
And I'm sorry, I've seen that assault rifle. That assault rifle, if you put it down to the ground and had it standing up straight, it comes up past my hip, almost to the bottom of my chest. For those of you that don't know, I'm 5'8.5".
Yeah.
Okay, so for
So
a gun to come up that high, it's minimum 3 feet.
Yeah.
And now that's becoming a problem now. Because I heard, didn't New York say now this
New York City Comic Con?
Yeah, they're getting
Well,
rid of all
that's-
those big prop weapons too?
Yeah, they want to because of the space, but whatever. We're not talking New York City Comic Con. We're letting Josh talk about his experience with these idiots at Heroes and Villains.
So security's like, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, but I got you. He goes, that doesn't matter. I'm like, and mind you, this security guard in particular was standing there when my props got checked, and he didn't say boo.
That's true.
So
Yeah,
I said,
remember
okay.
you calling me saying, "Call me down, Jade. Call me down."
So I go to guest services, and I'm like, I want to speak to whoever's running this con because this is nonsense. Now, mind you, I had looked on their website and I saw on their weapons policy that it said nothing functional, da da da. So there were no BBs and whatever. So the guy...
No cartridges for your
Yeah.
airsoft, nothing.
Nothing. So finally the head of the con shows up. Not even saying a word to me. He shoves his phone in my face. And is trying to show me, buried at the bottom of their cosplay policy. So now you have contradicting policies for the same thing. Where it says, no prop firearms. Now mind you, while this guy's talking to me, a Deadpool walks in with a firearm and he walks right into the con.
A firearm, his swords.
And prop swords, which I'm going to be honest, prop swords are more likely to injure you at a con than prop firearms.
That is true, because I whacked somebody with God Killer when I was dressed as Wonder Woman at Eternal Con, and they had a welt.
Yeah.
You know, and,
So-
and it wasn't even that I hit them hard, it's just that it's hard foam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the long and short of it, so the guy shoves his phone in my face and said, well, yeah, okay, I understand that, but now you have contradicting policy because you have a weapons policy. He goes, no, the weapons policy is for personal protection. No, I'm sorry. Who brings an airsoft pistol for personal protection? Because it said directly, like, BB guns, airsoft guns. So, obviously, they were just scrambling. And I was like, well, fine, you know, you have contradicting policies. I'm a customer, so if you're going to refuse to let me come in with completely non-functional prop weapons, I want a refund. He goes, that's not happening.
This is also after you had already been at the convention for over an hour?
Yeah, over an hour.
Walking around.
Yes, taking
Fuck
pictures.
that.
So he's like, whatever. And then he goes, why don't you just fucking put the guns in your car and come back in? And I'm like, who are you to talk to me like that? I'm a patron. I paid to be here. I paid to be at this convention. And I'm sorry, like, you can't talk to customers like that. Trust me, there's times where Jade and I wanted to talk to our customers like that
Yeah.
at work. But we don't, because it's called being a professional.
You have any idea how many times I'm at a convention and I'm in a cosplay and there'll be like that creeper that comes up to me and is always like, can I take your picture? Can I take your picture? And I'm like, sure, no problem. And then they'll take one picture of me. Then they want to take a picture with me. And then a lot of times they don't even ask and they grab. And I'll be sitting there going, oh, okay, don't say anything, because I'm trying to maintain a professional cosplay aura.
demeanor.
And then on top of that also, you know, I'm also doing podcasty things while I'm in cosplay. So I'm trying to create, you know, my
Yeah.
professional attitude is in place. So you affected your professional attitude as a cosplayer and as a podcaster. And I
Twice.
think you
Twice.
held it together very well. Because
Twice,
I
'cause-
would have turned around and been like, fuck you. What the fuck you gonna do? You let me in? Too bad, I'm in. Fuck you. But that's me.
Yeah. I was in another state, and I didn't feel like, you know, having Woodbridge, New Jersey police trying to get all strong on me.
Yeah.
Even though I had a valid point.
Yeah.
So
But
that's
then
why
that's
I'm...
the other thing is, even if they were real, New Jersey has no concealed carry law.
Yeah, I know.
That changed
No,
this
I
year.
know, because
No, it didn't.
in the state of New Jersey, from what is my understanding, you can go to Dick's Sporting Goods, Bass Pro Shops, whatever, buy a firearm, and then I believe you have 24 hours to get to your local precinct and register it to your name. So they know this gun with this serial number is attached to you.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, just twice. Like, I'm sorry, who are you to stick your fucking phone in my face?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like
Like,
I'm
you're lucky I
sorry.
didn't swat that thing out of your hand and step on it.
It's true.
Because I was already turned up at that point.
Right. I would have. I'm sorry. I don't like anything going near my, you know, my visual area. If you come near me, my natural reaction, also, Josh, you know this from our job, my natural reaction is to either move out of the way and instinctively swat or, you know, defend because of what we do for a living.
Exactly.
Because, you know, when that happens, it's usually a weapon,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or body fluid. So it's like, you know, so we're always on our guard as it is. And of course, they obviously don't know our background because they just assume we're like, you know, dumb cosplayers.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. Like the man, thank God we were you were in professional mode because you could have turned around and been like, da da da, hi-ya, and killed him.
Yeah. And then on top of that, saying, why don't I just put my fucking guns away? Like, why don't you get your fucking attitude in check, bro? Like, you're representing a national convention that's already having financial problems.
Yeah.
And I said to Amanda as we were walking to the car before I shot the little snippet, like, they really don't know who they fucked with.
No.
I was like, I'm going to go on the Feinics Gate and I'm going to eviscerate this con.
Right, I mean,
And do everything I can to make sure that they go fully belly up.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like, granted, we're not a huge
podcast
or syndicated nationally or anything like that, but
our listeners have friends, and their friends have friends, and their friends of friends have friends.
Right. I mean, and not everybody's con experience is the same. But here's the thing: I was always skeptical. I could talk. I was always skeptical about Heroes and Villains, which is one of the reasons why I've never actually gone there in my years of convention life and cosplaying.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the reasons why I've never gone was because I've always heard bad things about Walker Stalker, about Heroes and Villains. And, you know, a lot of my friends that do go to conventions, some of them not as anywhere near as hardcore as me and you, Josh.
Yeah.
They always say that convention was run like garbage. That convention has... that they just do not
here's
right
another
by their
telling
customers,
fact.
by their patrons.
Yeah, and on top of that, I'm pissed off because this unprofessional attitude led to us not meeting Michael Rooker, which we were both looking forward to.
Well, yeah, my health issues were what kept me from doing that, and I was upset. But I've met him before.
Yeah,
so
but the
I
photo
wasn't
op
like,
would have been cool.
Yeah, the photo op would have been cool to add to our wall, our Phoenix wall of awesome.
Here's a telling fact: all the major talents from like The Walking Dead and Sons of Anarchy pulled out last second.
They weren't even there.
Like Carl wasn't there. Opie from Sons of Anarchy wasn't there. I think there was some other no, what's his name? Sergeant Abraham Ford, Michael Cudlitz, decided to pull out of the con last second.
Get the fuck out of
Yeah, they all pulled out because they know this con is a sinking ship.
It's either that or they couldn't pay them.
Yeah, because they don't have the money.
Yeah.
And this dick cheese over here put another hole.
Dick cheese.
Yes, like that. And this dick cheese put another hole in the hull of their sinking ship.
I'm alright.
So
Yeah. I mean,
like I said, this is why I say don't waste your money. Should Heroes and Villains, Walker Stalker, FanFest, whatever the fuck they're
Before
called.
it comes back.
No,
There's
if
no
they
guarantee.
survive, don't waste your money because.
Or even if you're not wasting your money, reach out to the people at the con like we have and say, hey, listen, this was my experience. You need to do better.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't want to sound all bitter about it because I am kind of bitter. But even if
bitter.
Even if the head honcho of FanFest were to reach out to us and go, I'm sorry you had this experience. As you know, as an apology, please accept 2 passes to our, next year's Walker Stalker or Heroes and Villains, whatever. I would turn it down because I was so turned off. I wouldn't even go for free.
No,
I wouldn't even go for
they
free.
probably wouldn't even be alive to do that anyway next year.
No,
So.
but whatever. So
Either way.
So that's
Either way.
that's my 2 cents on FanFest, Heroes and Villains, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Don't waste your money. As Jade said, I am the calmer of the two of us, and for me to get this turned up about it, that tells you something.
Yeah, he was really upset.
Yeah, so Amanda, what was
Really,
your
really upset.
what was your point of view on this entire experience? Because you were there.
I was there. I mean, I wasn't there when the initial security guard came over.
Right, you were in the
So
bathroom.
same thing. Yeah, I was in the bathroom and I came out and he's like, "Oh, we're going back up to the front. We're going to customer service." I was like, what?" I was like, "What's going on?" He seemed like he was really upset. I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" So we go up there and I mean, he's giving him a legitimate reason as to, dude, what the fuck is going on? We were there for over an hour.
At
We went in
customer
there-
service?
No, we were there for at the
Get
con.
we were at Get Services at that point, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you the head of the con." Or,
Yeah,
Or the manager?
or the manager. Yeah, whoever it was, and
no, it was the head of the convention because, like I said, he stuck his phone in my face with
yeah,
the rules.
Right.
whoever the fuck he was. He was like, dude, he was like your policies conflict. You have one policy for firearms, and you have another policy for cosplay.
It was a weapons
It makes
policy.
It made absolutely no sense to me. At least, I mean, and me being the new cosplayer that I am, I mean, kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth because I'm just like, what the fuck?
No, you're absolutely right. Because then the problem is as a new cosplayer,
It kind of just deters me from
wanting to cosplay.
Wanting to cosplay.
Or cosplay there.
Or cosplay there. I mean, I probably mostly will be cosplaying there.
But I mean, you know what? And I realized I just missed a major thing. Like he was, the guy who dug his heels in and wasn't gonna yield to the fact
No.
that I walked through the door. I had my weapons checked, and
Yeah,
his
no.
staff let me in with them.
No. And not even to
And then I
mention-
tried to compromise. I said, "Listen, how about we do this? I'll go back over to your check booth, and you can piece bond my weapons into the holster, so I can't draw them. They are, at that point, they are of no hazard to anybody, because I can't even take them out.
They
No,
were
but
not
that's
even
regardless.
hazard to begin with.
They were trying to say, like, I could turn around and smack somebody with the shotgun or something like that.
Okay,
But no,
and
but they're piece bonded in, so they are literally just essentially jewelry at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And he
Okay.
still wasn't willing to play ball. So at that point, he
Yeah.
just was out to
Yeah.
make a point
Yep.
and wave his dick around,
Yep.
and he was lucky I didn't cut it
And
off at the root.
while we were staying there, somebody
Deadpool
dressed as Deadpool
walked
had
in.
these 2 giant swords in the back of, on his back,
Like a
that
Deadpool
were,
is supposed to.
Yeah,
that
and then
were
and a
almost
pistol
as
on his
tall.
leg.
They were almost as tall as the guy was, and he walks by like while we're talking to
Whoever the fuck that
whoever
was.
the fuck this guy was.
Alright.
But yeah, so don't.
it-
Should
so
this
it
con
does-
survive to 2020, don't waste your money.
So does it come
And it
down
says
to...
something that our passes were buy one, get one free.
But so then my question now is, does it come down to the fact where it brings up the policy of different conventions having different cosplay policies and different weapons policies. Like Fernando was mentioning before, how the weapons policy for New York City Comic-Con has changed over the years, and how they're trying to, cut down or ban the very large
Prop weapons.
like say the Buster Sword for Cloud, or
Guts' sword from Berserk.
or any type of if you go with Pyramid Head and you have that giant fucking cleaver. I mean, I can understand that simply because New York City Comic Con is quite
massive.
It's massive.
And
There's
it's congested.
millions who go. Well, maybe not millions. Okay, hundreds of thousands of people that show up
It's a
at that
congested
that con, and foot traffic alone is ridiculous. But so I can understand having a weapons policy
For that.
For that, I can also understand them trying to do certain things with a cosplay policy for that. But my question is, do you feel that these policies are being enforced by actual standards where they enforce it on everyone, or are they picking and choosing? Because this is a prime example, according to you two, that they chose to pick
singled
on
me out.
you,
And the only
and
thing I
left
could
everybody
figure,
else alone.
the only thing I could figure was that they saw me handing out business cards and pins and stuff, and rather than asking what it was about, or to explain, listen, I'm just passing out business cards for my podcast, and that would have been the end of it, they figured I was trying to solicit or something. But again, not asking, making an assumption. And when you make an assumption, you make an ass out of you and Umption, and poor Umption never had a fucking chance.
It's true. Yeah.
But whatever.
The problem is that it should have been handled, if you ask me, and this is me playing devil's advocate here, because you know, in actuality, I'm on your side 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to play devil's advocate here because it's just fun. They were doing their job in their mind. They were doing their job. They just did it in a way that was not conducive, because even though they are, enforcing or trying to enforce a quote-unquote rule that they have, they were not doing it correctly. Because if they're enforcing it for Josh, they have to enforce it for every other con goer that's in cosplay.
Because I mentioned the Deadpool that just walked by them to them, and the security guy was like, oh, I'm going to have to go find them. He went back behind the security table and sat on his fat ass and didn't do anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is like these people they chose, because it was convenient for them at the time, to enforce a policy that is obviously not enforced. And then it gets better because they did not do a professional manner of approaching you and saying, hey man, or whatever. It was a kind of a fucking shit. Where it's like, nah.
But they failed to enforce their rules the second they zip-tied my guns and let me walk into the con.
Yep.
Because that was staff members for the con that did that.
It's actually, believe it or not, okay, so I'll bring up, I went to East Coast, right? You did go to that.
No, I didn't.
I was there with, Certain Human, and, I met up with a bunch of friends, and, I went one day as, I debuted Talia.
Talia al Ghul, that's right.
At Talia al Ghul at that convention. And Talia is an assassin, so obviously I had my little black gun.
Yeah.
An airsoft gun with a, but it has a clear orange tip.
As
did
my pistol
as did
and
your
my shotgun.
pistols, right? And mine are black. So they originally did try to give me a hard time about the little gun, and then they also tried to give me a hard time about my sword, which I had bought at the con the day before. So I'm sitting there and I was like, what are you talking about? I bought this here the day before. And it was just one cranky security guard. I went inside. I told the staff what had happened. They removed that security guard from the front gate and put him somewhere else so that he would not harass any more of the con goers or cosplayers. Mm-hmm. That's how a convention should run. Yeah. Because obviously if you have a security guard who's a little biased or maybe a little overzealous in their job and holding up con goers, because the whole time the rest of the line could not get in behind me because they were making a big deal about my shit.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're now interrupting the flow of the convention, interrupting the flow of your patrons. So they removed that guy and put him somewhere else. Yeah. That's how you do it.
And if these idiots were insistent on digging their heels in and not letting me in with the prop pistols...
They never should have let you in the first place.
Yeah, that's one. And two, once I was already in, if they were so insistent about this, just, you know what? Throw me a bone. Let me see you reprimanding your staff for failing in their duties, rather than just trying to brush me off.
Well, from hearing from both sides, from what you guys been saying, it really sounds like you pointed out a policy that it contradicts.
Yeah.
So now it goes based on the interpretation of the policy.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I offered them a compromise, which would have made everybody happy.
Right. He even
and they didn't want
offered
to hear
to,
it.
like, you know, do
not
something...
not even be able to draw my weapons for the rest of the con.
And then that would have been a problem, because do you have any idea how annoying it is to get peace bond out of your fucking cosplay?
Yeah.
It's very hard to do.
Well, I remember the year they snapped your bow.
Yep.
Still
mad about that.
Yeah. So, like I said, it goes to basically the interpretation of what the security thinks.
Really?
Because from the way it sounds like one person thought one way, another person thought another way, and unfortunately, Josh, you were it.
Yeah.
It happens to him a lot, too. It's like, for some reason, I think it's also because of Josh's height and build that he gets singled out. Me, I'll get singled out depending on who it is, but most of the time they leave me alone.
True.
Yeah,
you know, and honestly, I think it's because I have tits.
At Eternal, they gave me an issue, but like they at least were willing to talk to me and like try to figure a way through it.
Right, but they didn't even give you
and
that much of an issue.
No, and then they realized that maybe they were being a little out of none. They were being a little out of pocket, and that
Eternal
I had a legitimate.
Eternal Con was no problem. I had no problem any day I went in, and I went in cosplay both days.
Yeah. Well, the issue at Eternal with me was the fact that when I was wearing the Punisher costume, the gun in the holster was metal, not plastic.
Well, that was your fault. Because we also know, usually, and this is what cosplayers do as a rule, we avoid metal.
Yeah.
We avoid metal because also at 90% of the cons that we go to, actually not even 90, 100%, there are either metal detectors or metal wands or both, which is fun for me with my titanium spine.
So I think at Eternal, they eased up because when I went to the metal detector and I realized the duty belt I was wearing had my rescue knife in it, I was like, I apologized and said, listen, I totally forgot that was even there, and took it out and handed it to him right away.
You were humble about it, and that's the thing.
I think that's why they eased up and were like, all right, he's not trying to be an asshole. He's just standing up for himself.
You were humble about it. The problem is also at the same time, you originally started out as being congenial and, like, I'm not going to say humble, but congenial and willing to listen to this fool that was coming out his face at you. And then they kept going, and that's when only time where you turned around and stood your ground and was like, no. I read your policies. Right. They're contradictory. Right. Which happens a lot in different cons. I will, you know?
Right.
It happens. Oh, yeah. It happens a lot because, as Fernando mentioned, with the New York City Comic-Con policy of the oversized weapons, but yet they still let people in.
Yeah.
Right.
With the oversized weapons. And I've done my Merida cosplay at New York City Comic-Con several times with my bow. Never ever had an issue, and my bow wasn't even a functional bow. It was a fake one that I got at a Halloween store that I customized, and it had a plastic bowstring. The one
not the one that you bought at the Renaissance Fair.
Right. No. The wooden bow that it actually will work. I don't bring that with me. It's huge and clunky.
Yeah.
And I would actually
like
probably I would probably use that as a fighting weapon because somebody will piss me off and I'll just be like, batter up, bomb, bitch. Yeah. You know, but like there was absolutely no reason for that security guard to snap my bowstring. It's plastic and didn't even fully recurve. And I had no usable arrows.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, the arrows I had were fake and made out of plastic and masking tape.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I had no usable weapons, and the guy
Right.
went out of his way to fuck up one of my cosplay pieces, which to this day I still have not been able to repair. I have to figure out a way to do that, and I don't want to make it look cheap.
No, because Jade and Josh Feinics take pride in their cosplays.
Because it takes us sometimes weeks and months to create our cosplays.
Exactly.
So it's like for a cosplay to be just so blatantly
Destroyed.
it's a
Right.
big deal. Like, to quote our friends from yesterday, it took, what was the quote about Rome? It took a long time to build Rome, but
it
only
took more than 1 day to
to
build
burn it
Rome, but it only
down.
took 1 day to burn it down.
Exactly. So it took
Yep.
more than 1 day to build my cosplay, but it took 1 day to fuck it up.
Yep.
You know, so it's like,
But-
come on.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
like when it comes down to this con experience for you especially, you know, was very, very, very
Negative.
negative, to a point where now you will not only never support this con again, but you are actively going out of your way, which you do not do, to say fuck you, don't go, this, that, and the third. See, normally I know my twin. He would never sit here and tell you don't do this because this is what I experienced. He would let you experience it on your own. But for him to sit there and tell you fuck that, don't do this, it was bad, and it had to be.
It is. It's in my opinion, after everything's said and done, it's just a waste of your money for, you know,
Just
for
dealing
people
with it.
for people
It's a money trap.
Yeah.
to just F with you because they feel like it. Like I said, I'm not trying to play the victim, but I was singled out.
No, he was,
Because,
he was really
I mean,
upset.
If you combine both of my prop weapons together, they were smaller than that assault rifle that the Punisher was carrying around.
Yeah, I've seen your
Yeah.
prop weapons, and even I've seen, and like I said, there should be no problem.
Nah, he was
But
just
I-
the guy was just out of pocket.
Yep.
The only thing he can count as a saving grace is, one, I'm a professional, and two, when he went to stick his phone in my face, that he lucked out and did not make contact with me. Because if he had contacted my face, I would have had him immediately arrested for assault.
Facts.
Because I don't care if it was an accident or not. You hit me in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a cop in eyes
And you
distance.
could be-
I would
and
have
you
looked
could-
at him. I'd be like, I want him arrested for assault. And he would have been carried out. And I would have gone right back into the con.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not only assault, charged with a weapon too, because technically that's
Yeah,
He
the
used
cell
his phone
phone
as
would
a
have been a
weapon.
weapon.
phone is a weapon.
Well, you know what, Nando, you know all about that kind of stuff. Explain to our faithful travelers what that would have actually... Would that have consisted as assault, or would it have consisted of battery?
Both.
Explain why.
Now, first of all, you said it's Jersey, so Jersey laws is kind of different, but very similar to New York State laws. Second of all, that would also be that would definitely be assault. It would also could be assault with a weapon, not a deadly weapon.
Oh,
but
no, a dangerous instrument.
yeah,
Because
it's
it's
a
a
dangerous
phone.
instrument. Yes. So you can hit the guy with like 3 or 4 charges.
Yeah, and if the police refused to do anything, I would have been like, all right. I would have just called 911. I'd be like, I need a patrol
I need an
sergeant.
adult.
No, I need a patrol sergeant
It's a joke.
at the New Jersey Convention Center, forthwith.
I need an adult.
Yeah.
Yep, I need an adult, and it would have been handled. But he lucked out that he was able to pull back in time, because I thought for a nanosecond that he was going to hit me in the face with his phone, and I
Probably
was
someone
ready to
spoke
go.
to him and like, yo, chill the fuck out.
No, it was, but he didn't even have a chance to chill out. He
No.
came up and just stuck
Oh,
his
so
phone
he
right
was
in
a-
my face.
So he was a
Yeah.
full-blown dick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
he was. I mean, and you know, I don't judge people on people, but he looked like just a dick.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
had dicky tendency.
Yeah, he had dickish tendency. He had dick face.
Ah!
He had resting dick face?
Yes, he had resting dick
I
face.
know somebody that has resting dick face. He complains about it all the time. Well, actually, he brags about it all the time.
Ooh.
We don't
But
need to
yeah,
mention names.
no. But you know what? There we go. I've given my 2 cents about the con, about my experiences, and you know what? You don't have to listen to what I say. I'm just giving you my polite suggestion that should this convention survive another year, don't
Alright.
waste your money on it. Even if they are doing buy one get one free tickets like they did
Well,
this year,
They're doing
which
that to
should
save
be telling.
themselves.
Which
Facts.
even then though, my whole issue is a convention. While it may not be somewhere, it is a place of business.
Yeah.
Therefore, what is the oldest adage that we are taught for anybody that works in any style of retail?
The customer's always right.
Exactly. So
know.
therefore, technically, even if the customer is a giant fucking douche nozzle, you still have to act a certain way and act accordingly.
Anyway.
So my point is, I mean, shit, even in our business, even in your business, man.
Well, no, the customer is always an asshole in his business.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, though, he still has to act a certain type
Oh no,
of
I agree.
way.
I agree.
We have to act a
recently.
certain type of shush. We have to act a certain type of way. So this is what I'm saying. Like, just because you may be having a bad day as a customer service representative, we've all had them. I've had days where I've literally looked at some of my people and have been like, fuck you. You don't need me. You need Xanax or something evil. But I've held my tongue.
I mean, if you got a problem, just cue up that James Blunt song. Because you had a bad day.
But fuck them. I just say, listen, if you get with cons like this and they go south, good, let them fall. Because to be honest with you, I think there's too many.
There are a lot more than
There's a lot of...
Yeah.
Yes, please.
And the fact that, you want to have a good time. You want to have a good experience. So, they should, roll out the red carpet. Not make you do all the damn work.
Yeah,
it's not even that. I mean, honestly, we're the reason... The fans...
Are the
and
reason
the
these cons
patrons
exist.
are the only reason why. And that's why, I give a lot of props to a lot of the celebrities that do recognize that their fans are the only reason why they still are. Because I have no respect for people, and I'm not going to go on my celebrity rant of, how you going to fucking sit there and act like you're better than me when I'm the only reason you are at the level that you are. I.e., me and the rest of the other fans that you have. But this is how, you need to work in a convention scene to me, because... The only reason that you have a successful con is because you actually have people like Josh, me, Amanda, Nando coming to your con, spending our hard-earned money on your shit to show up. Fuck you. Treat us with the respect that we deserve, not the condescension and all the shit that you were giving my twin.
Now,
Heroes and Villains, you get a 0 out of 10 from me. And I wasn't even there.
Went from 0 to 0.
Oh.
Just like that.
Damn.
Oh.
0 to hero.
Yep. But since Jade briefly mentioned celebrities thinking who they are, there is one popular one I've heard stories about. I've never personally experienced it, but there is one anime voice actor who's notorious for being a complete douchebag.
Who?
Vic Mignogna.
Who's that?
Ed from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard that, too.
He supposedly he loves the smell of his own farts, to put it simply.
Ew. Honestly, you know what, when it comes down to
you're supposed to like your own brand to a certain extent, but he's out of pocket.
It is what it is on
From
that
Zoa
one.
here.
You know what? So, all in all, Heroes and Villains is not going to get any type of Feinics Gate approval.
From this, no approval and no play from this
No
point
play.
on.
So, we're not, to quote our boys from the second rounds, this is not getting a second round all around. Hell no. This is not getting a gate approval.
We didn't even get a half a round.
They're getting locked out of the gate.
No, what it is they are actually getting a closed gate where
down.
we are shutting our gates to this con and we will never return.
Yep.
No.
Nope. And if I had my way, I'm going to take a page from our boy Cosplay Jesus Seth Rollins, and I'm going to burn it down!
Right, but you know what, honestly, it's not even that serious, because you know what, we could actually put our efforts into other cons that actually deserve our patronage.
I could have spent my money at Garden State and probably had a better time overall.
And you would have seen more of our friends there, because that's where literally every single one of our cosplay friends were at. And it's, you know what, it sucks, because I was hoping to go to Garden State this year. I didn't realize it was on the same weekend, and then gave up the fact that I wasn't going this year because it was on the same weekend, and then I didn't even go. Mm-hmm. So it's like a double whammy for me that I wasn't there to help defend my twin, and then on top of everything else, I missed out on an actual good con for this bullshit.
Exactly.
Which, you know what, honestly, I think that would have put me in an even worse mood if you think about it, because knowing full well that all of my friends were at Garden State, and I would have been at this con, and then they would have did what they did, I would have lost my fucking shit, and I would have probably turned to you and said, fuck it, let's go and spend the money and go to Garden State.
Yeah, we
would have just left, and I would have bought a ticket right there at Garden State and gone. Fuck it.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would have said to you if we were there together.
Which you guys should have did.
Which,
well, she wasn't there.
Well, I'm saying...
at that point, I was already turned up.
He just wanted to go home.
I just wanted to go home and just,
and that's the other thing,
decompress.
The travel. We traveled.
The travel, I'll be fair, the travel to Edison wasn't that bad.
No.
Because Edison is kind of just over the Staten Island border.
Right, but either way, you still traveled to get to this convention.
Yep.
You went out of your way to go.
Yep.
Yep.
So there's no reason why these people treated you the way that they treated you.
My Easy Pass got raped.
Oh.
Especially with that new fare.
Oh god, that fucking Verrazano Bridge fare. Yo!
Yeah, right.
Yo! MTA, what the fuck
Actually,
you
no,
doing?
I think we went over the GW to go home.
We did.
Still, that's still a
Yeah.
17 and change dollar fare!
Still, it's still like 15.
It's like not one, it's two tolls you're paying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you also got to pay all the tolls in Jersey for their highways and the and then did you go over Outer Bridge crossing?
On our way there, we did Verrazano and Outer Bridge.
So you paid a $21 toll one way.
Yeah.
And then fucking the GWs, with Easy Pass.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, say, if you didn't have the Easy Pass, that's $21 one
Right.
way, and then 17 and change to get back since you went G-dubs.
Right, exactly.
That.
So
Fuck
it would
that.
have been more if I would have went back Outer Bridge, because Outer Bridge you don't pay to
Coming
go
back.
into Jersey. You pay to go back into New York.
Of course, you gotta,
So-
pay the price to come back into the promised land.
Yeah.
I guess.
Fuck you.
No,
Jamie.
like, for, those that know me, sitting around this table,
Even our listeners know you.
even our listeners that know me, here's a telling fact. We left Heroes and Villains, and Amanda was like, excuse me.
Don't die on me. I
Nope.
need you.
Well, let's just get something to eat. And I was like, I don't want to eat.
Yeah.
Like, I just sat there staring straight ahead the whole drive home. And then when we got back into New York, I had calmed down significantly enough.
You called me.
Yeah, and we were able to get some food on the way back
Oh.
and just relax.
Well, we went to the store and then.
Well,
Yeah.
you called me before you even left Jersey and told me what was going on,
Yeah.
and I did my best to calm you down over the phone while still being in a massive amount of pain. And I'm sitting there, and I know you heard it in my voice, and that's probably what snapped you out of it a little bit, because it was like, oh shit, my twin's in pain, and I'm yelling at her, and I'm just like, I can handle it, give it to me, just tell me what happened, and he's like, telling me, and I'm just sitting there like, these fucking pieces of shit! Like, are you fucking kidding me? This is some bullshit right here. And you know what, honestly, guys, so you know what? There are so many other conventions that we can spend our good money on, that we can give our presents to. So, for Heroes and Villains, we are never going to darken your doorway again, and we are never going to recommend you. Congratulations on that, Josh.
Yeah.
I'm
Good job,
so sorry.
asshole.
So sorry you had that experience, Amanda. As a newer cosplayer, new con goer, I'm very sorry you had that experience as
And on
well.
that same tear, there are some cons that were actually very well run that just the finances weren't there, like Icon, which changed locations at least once, and I've gone to Icon several times throughout the years.
Yep.
Because it used to be at Stony Brook,
Yep.
and then they moved it to Suffolk Community College.
Yep.
But I don't even think they had it this year.
No,
and that was honestly because I was there as a patron, but I was also on staff at Icon for 1 year, and it was such a well-oiled machine because there was constant contact amongst the staff members. If something was up, you could radio and you would get relieved. Like if you had to go use the bathroom, or something, or your guest needed something. If you were handling a celebrity, it was, taken care of. You had coverage in case you needed to step away to use the bathroom,
Right.
or your guest needed something.
You know what? Even the
perfect
smaller,
example.
even the smaller, newer cons that have just started, like Long Island, Long Island
Comic Book Expo or DerpyCon.
DerpyCon, like these are cons that have only literally been around for maybe 2 to 3 years, at most 5.
I think DerpyCon's been around for 5.
DerpyCon, I think, has been around. They just may have had their 4th year running, because I remember when they first shown up. But I'm saying, like, these are cons that are new. They're trying to carve out a niche, and then and it's like they're run so efficiently. And I'm sure as they get bigger, if they get bigger, they're gonna start going down the drain, like New York City Comic Con. Nope. I'm not gonna be talking about that on this, but I'm saying we have experienced the bad, we've experienced the good, we've experienced the ugly, we've experienced the pretty, we've experienced mostly almost everything you can experience at a con, and this is the first and only time you have ever heard me or Josh sitting here saying never again.
Never again.
We have never said that about any convention, so that, my dear listeners, my dear travelers, has to tell you something. But it is that time of the hour, so it is time for us to wrap it up. And we will be coming back to you, not this Wednesday, so we're going to be coming back to you live from another day. We'll just figure out what day.
Yeah.
But it's not next Wednesday. Don't we're not going to be coming to you live. We're going to be coming to you live on either, I would say, Thursday or Friday, Josh? How do you feel about that?
Thursday could work because I'm off at 5, so I could get back here by like 6:37.
Yeah, so how about that? We'll come to you guys live on Thursday next week, only secondary to the fact that we, you know, have lives, and it occasionally screws with podcasting.
Yeah.
So, ladies and germs, thank you for tuning in to our TED Talk.
Yeah.
About
Kind of what it turned into. It turned into a TED Talk about cosplay.
TED Talk about one single convention, not cosplay, a single convention.
No, a convention.
Convention, I like that term.
Hashtag convention.
Hashtag. So, heroes and villains, guess what? You're the villain, so we're done. This is Jade Feinics saying, fare thee well. Until next week, thank you, Nando and Amanda.
And this is Josh Feinics saying, thank you for listening to me bitch and moan for about an hour.
Yeah, and as always, Nando, Amanda, thank you for joining us and lending your voices. Ladies and germs, until next time, peace and hair grease. Fuck you. Bye-bye.